Yo goofy ass don't have abs yet. That's why you clicked on a video about how to get abs. And this is the best video on the internet on the subject. I'm gonna show you how you can get a six-pack by summer. At the time I'm filming this video, it's about 31 days until summer. Now, here's the thing. You've been training abs wrong your whole goddamn life. You've been doing a bunch of silly, goofy shit, wondering why you don't have abs. We're gonna fix all that today. Before we get into exactly what you need to do to have a six-pack in the next 30 days. Common misconceptions people have about training abs include, but are not limited to, they think that training abs will get them a smaller waist. You ever see these big fat motherfuckers doing crunches? You motherfuckers can confidently stop doing that shit. Training abs will not get you a smaller waist. You cannot lose fat in one spot. You're gonna have to get to a significantly low body fat in order for your abs to be visible. You cannot lose fat in one spot unless, of course, you get liposuction. That's why you see like some chick, she got the shape of maybe like SpongeBob or like a 2 liter of Coke. She go to the doctor in Miami, he sucked the fat out of her, maybe put some of that fat in that ass. When they do it now, they go from looking like a 2 liter to looking like a Coke bottle. Because they removed the fat cells, that bitch get fat again. She won't be as fat there. If I was a fat hoe, I'd get that shit today. If you're not gonna go under the knife and have a surgical intervention and you wanna lose it through diet and exercise, you cannot spot reduce fat in one spot. Now make sure you watch into the end because I'm gonna break this whole shit down for you. But what you know, if you really want your abs to pop, abs that motherfuckers can see across the street, bitches can see you with your shirt off from across the street and start crying between her legs. And if you want that kind of six pack, you have to make those ab muscles grow. Here's the game plan. You gotta see where you're at on a scale from ripped to fat. If you don't see your abs now, it's one of two things. Your ab muscles are too small or you have too much body fat. Most of you motherfuckers have way too much body fat. And you probably got some abs underneath all that fat. Even if you skinny, you probably still got too much fat because a lot of you guys are like skinny fat. You got a little real Bart Simpson swag. If you want abs, you gotta be shaped, you gotta be lean. I'm telling you, you gotta be super lean for them to see your abs. So here's what we're gonna do, asshole. First, you're gonna get as ripped as you need to be. You're gonna need to be around 10% body fat or lower for you to really see your abs. If you don't know what body fat percentage you are, go to ChatGPT, upload a picture of yourself, like this is what I did. This is me the other day, you know? And I was like, hey, judging from this photograph, estimate my current body fat percentage. What does bitch say? She said between 6.8, yeah, sounds about right. I'm probably in somewhere in that range in this photograph. Cause look at me, incredible, right? Action hero shit. When you play video games, you play a motherfucker who look like this, right? We gotta get you in video game character shape. Now I'm gonna tell you how to get ripped in a minute, but let's say you are kind of ripped. Let's say the ChatGPT says, let's call it 10, 12% or lower, right? Somewhere in that range, right? Let's say ChatGPT says that's where you're at. Well, that means you got a different problem. That means your abs are too small. No homo. Look at my abs. Like, you see how thick they are? Pause. Like, no diddy, look at my abs. If you want those thick abs, you gotta train your abs the same way you would train any other muscle. This means is, we gotta do lower reps. Fuck all that 500 crunches a day shit, all that other shit. Cause we gotta make the muscle bigger, the same way we make any muscle bigger. Pick exercises that are difficult to do more than like 12 reps. Cause we wanna be in, let's call it somewhere between 6 to 12 reps. Doing more than 12 should be impossible. Like you shouldn't be able to do 13 because we gotta go to failure. Leg lifts, maybe seated, maybe weighted leg lifts, right? Maybe you have to add some resistance. Dragonflies. Or my favorite one is the cable crunch. That's my favorite one because then you can modify the resistance. And those are my 3 favorite ab exercises, like really leg lifts or weighted leg lifts and cable crunch. That's gonna be our primary focus. You won't even have to really train the obliques that much. These are the side abs. Like I don't really do shit to get these side abs or the serratus muscles up here. It looks like it's my ribs. Nah, nigga, that's muscle on my rib. Yeah, when you do these weighted ab exercises, your side abs and obliques, they're gonna get enough attention. So you wanna make sure you can only do reps in between 6 or 12. And we wanna go to failure. 3 to 4 sets per workout. And you wanna do this 3 to 4 times a week. Make sure you're taking each set till failure. Because sometimes, let's say you're doing bicep curls and people, they'll be like, oh, I gotta go to failure. And they'll start doing all this shit. No, as soon as you start cheating, the muscle has failed. That's why you have to cheat, because you have to get other muscles involved. You want to keep your form exquisite. Now, here's the thing when it comes to the fucking crunch. Almost everybody does the crunch wrong. I'm gonna pull up a video where I did the shit perfect. All right, here we go. This is the best. This is the exercise.
Favorite exercise to build 3D looking abs. So you wanna grab.
All right, so a perfect demo of this. Check it out.
Grab a mat to protect your knees, right? And we're gonna do rope crunches. And you come down, right? You wanna arch your back like you Beyoncé and you about to twerk, and then you come down like this, right? So a lot of people do this all the way wrong. I see them doing it, and they bend and they just do this. The problem is they bend from here, right? But that's not your abdominal muscle, right? Those are your hip flexors. You want to bend from here.
Yeah.
And the way you do that is boom, get your Beyonce twerk out on, and then come in.
Yeah.
Bring it together.
I hope you guys understand this. If you bend from the wrong spot, this exercise is basically a waste of time. Again, we're only doing this if your body fat percentage is somewhere in the 10 or 12 range or lower. People start cutting to get a six pack. If you're already ripped, you gotta bulk to make your fucking abs thicker, right? So this is what, sometimes I'll have even higher body fat. Like I'll go above 10 or 12 and you can still see my abs because I made them so thick. And then when I get lean, oh my God. Point is, you really have to make them pop. So you have to be in a caloric surplus. You're consuming more calories than you're burning. And then you also want to make sure you're getting at least 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. I know all the science guys on internet, they say, man, the study came out by such and such and such that you only need 0.8 grams. That's true. I'm not against science, but you gotta remember those studies were done in controlled environments where they knew exactly how much the participants were eating. You and I, we don't live in the motherfucking lab. We ain't drinking out of beakers and shit. We don't live in the lab. We live in the real world. And in the real world, the American real world, the FDA allows food labels to be off by 20%, right? So you get yourself a delicious snack, and it says, oh, 10 grams of protein. Man, that's great. That's going to work towards my muscle building goals. Because the FDA allows food labels to be off by 20% in either direction, that shit could be 12 grams of protein. That shit could be 8. You don't fucking know. Let's just do 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight to make up for that potential 20% that may be lost, because there's no negative ramifications for getting too much protein. Fuck, some nerd's gonna say, listen, yeah, maybe if you get fucking 100 grams of protein per pound of body weight. Again, this is only if your body fat percentage is low. How long do you bulk? Until you start getting fat. When you start getting so fat that you can't see what's going on, then you start to cut. And the only way to burn fat is to burn more calories than you consume. Remember, you're gonna go to ChatGPT. You already put your picture in here. You said, hey, estimate my body fat percentage, blah, 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 blah. All right, cool. You tell her your weight. You're saying, I am 200 pounds. How many pounds of fat do I need to burn to be at? And you're gonna put your goal body weight percentage. It's gonna be a little weird because my body fat percentage is so fucking low. Let's just say, for shits and giggles, let's say 4%. Right, you guys might have to put 10%, 11% or something like that, right? It's gonna start doing math for you. Like, you could do the math yourself, but you got Skynet right here. You might as well let them do it. And she's gonna do a bunch of shit, blah, 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 blah. Going from 7 to 4% body fat, you need to lose 6 pounds of fat. All right, now that's just math. So let's say I need to lose 6 pounds of fat. For every pound of fat you wanna lose, you have to burn 3,500 calories. Let's say I wanted to lose a pound of fat a week. All I gotta do is burn 500 calories more than I consume each day for a week. If I do that for a week, 7 days, that'll equal 3,500 calories. I'll burn 1 pound of fat per week. If I wanna double that, I need to be in 1,000 calorie deficit each day. What we're gonna do is, you're gonna get yourself some sort of fitness tracker. I use the Oura Ring. I just got the Oura Ring Gen 4. I know a lot of people use the Whoop, right? It'll track your calories. You can get yourself a Fitbit, that works, a Fitbit, and start tracking how many calories you burn each day. I have a free habit tracker. It's called the Victory Vision Planner, and that you can download in the link in the description here. But we're gonna use this version right here. You just track how many calories you burn each day. Let's say I'm burning 3,000 calories a day. use simple math. All right, 3,000 calories a day. Cool. Now, then you're gonna start tracking how many calories you consume each day. So I track how many calories I consume with MyFitnessPal, and I keep a scale with me everywhere I go. So I'm at restaurants weighing my food. People think it's weird to do, but when people see me doing it, don't nobody talk shit to me. People are usually impressed, and I'm tracking everything I eat. My girl laughed at me because I made a salad and I fucking weighed the salad dressing. Track how many calories you consume each day, and just make sure you're burning 500 calories more than you consume each day. So let's say we want to use 2 pounds of fat per week, right? If we want to lose 2 pounds of fat per week, then we have to be in 1,000 calorie deficit. The key is to track this shit every day. Once you start tracking it in like a spreadsheet like this, you can see where you're at, yourself making progress towards your goal. I just want to give you some data on something real quick. There's a study that showed that people were 76% more likely to achieve their goals than those who didn't if they tracked their progress. I don't have to tell y'all about the American Psychological Association. I know that you guys keep up with their work continuously, right? But some of them didn't know, right? And there's a whole study on it. And there's another study. I bring this study up all the time. All they had people do was track their diet. So they had them do it with MyFitnessPal. And these people lost 5 pounds of fat over the course of 3 months, but they had no diet. They just said, just track your calories, track what you eat instead of putting anything in your mouth like a whore the way you've been doing your whole life. These motherfuckers lost 5 pounds in 3 months. Now, 5 pounds in 3 months, that's not a big deal, but you gotta remember they had no plan. We got a game plan now, right? So I got you a habit tracker. It's free. It's called the Victory Vision Planner. Right, so you go, you open it. There's a video on how to use it. Yeah, you skip all that, right? Just go here to the success tracker. All shit you can track how much you work on your goals, track your income per day, hours of sleep. You can track way more than just your calories because you want to track your protein more. But it does this part right here. It's the same thing I just showed you. It does your caloric deficit. And then what's cool is it has a chart. This chart automatically populates by your weight. So you can actually watch your weight go right in real time. And so is that you can start tracking the income too on this too, right? How much money you make today, man? Especially if you a hustler, it gives you like a chart of it. It's really cool. All right. I made that for myself, but y'all can have it free. It's a Notion template, habit tracker. To wrap things up, first put a picture of yourself with your shirt off on ChatGPT. See where your body fat percentage is. If it's 10% or lower, first you need the bulk. We're gonna do heavy ab exercises, lower repetitions in the 6 to 12 range, and you're gonna be in a caloric surplus. You're actually gonna be bulking. You wanna get at least 500 calories extra per day. If you are fat, then the first thing we need to do is cut first. You may not have a six pack that looks like mine, all fucking 3D. Feel like I got a little fist pumping out my stomach, but you'll get the fucking V cut and you'll be more attractive if you're not fat. I don't think I'll get much flack for that. You go into ChatGPT, put in your stats, figure out how much fat you need to lose, and then remember, the pound of fat you want to lose, you have to burn 3,500 calories. That was just math. Get ourselves a fitness tracker, start tracking how many calories we burn each day, and then we want to start tracking how many calories we consume each day. Fitness trackers aren't 100% accurate. Nothing's 100% accurate, right? Remember, food FDA labels aren't 100% accurate. We already discovered this. So if I were you, I would overshoot it. Don't try to just be 500 calories. Like, I would overshoot it. I would try to go over if I'm trying to cut. Hey, let's say you're already in fantastic shape and you want to learn how to get some fucking money. I made my first million as an online trainer, and I built a multi-7-figure business from online training. Now I teach other people how to grow their online fitness businesses. I've helped over 15,000 people build successful full-time online training businesses. If you want to learn more about that, I got a free ebook for you. It's free. It's called The 10 Commandments of Online Training, and give you more information about it. For real, this business is not a get-rich-quick scheme. You're gonna have to work really hard. And you may read the book and be like, oh shit, man, I like making money, but I ain't want to work hard. Or you may read it and be like, this sounds like a viable option for me. I love fitness. I love helping people accomplish their goals, and I don't mind working hard to accomplish my goals, especially if I'm helping other people accomplish their goals simultaneously. It sounds like a win-win. Maybe that's you. It's 100% free. Link is in the description. Go download it right now.